Hello, welcome back to the workshop. It is great to have you here again, as usual. My name's Alec Steele, but of course you know that. I just felt like introducing myself. Haven't done it in a while. And today I want to talk a little bit about patience. This is a little off topic from Blacksmithing, but I know a lot of you guys are enthralled about entrepreneurship and running your own business and having freedom, as I am so greatly enthralled about these things. And I want to talk about this, because I think that not only is it relevant to entrepreneurship, but it's relevant to blacksmithing. It's very much relevant to life. And that is the topic of patience. So, patience is often talked about as if it's a virtue. We've all heard the saying that patience is a virtue, and that's a very pretty way of looking at things. It's a very pretty mindset to have when we look at life itself. Because we can say to ourselves, well, look, all of the great and bountiful things of the world will come to me so long as I am patient and I do not fret about making things happen sooner. Now, I think that patience has its place. I will get to that in just a few minutes. But right now, I want to talk about what a danger it is to simply think that patience is a virtue. The danger is that when you think that patience is a virtue, you're thinking about life with a frame of mind that is, life happens to me. Think about that for a second. It's the frame of mind of I will sit back and things will come my way. Now, I hate to be a downer on this whole situation, but that isn't how I found life to work in my albeit short existence on planet Earth. I've not found life to really work that way too much. What I've found, in fact, is that life doesn't happen to you, you make life happen. You make life happen through your own actions, and the trouble with being patient when the time is not right to be patient is you're not putting in the actions required to get something back, to get what it is that you desire, and what it was you were attempting to achieve by being patient in the first place. So, the answer, not the answer, but what I would say, when I would say patience is admirable and worthwhile and important, is not from the get-go. It's from when you're already moving in a certain direction. You can't be patient when you're standing still. You can only be patient when you've set yourself a course, when you've set the ship in the direction where you know you need to go, and you're going full tilt, straight, as close to the wind as you can possibly go. You're moving that boat as fast as possible, that boat being your life. You're running ahead as fast as possible. Then you can be patient. But that's not patience in stillness. That's patience in movement. You need to be patient once you're moving, and only then. Because the only way that you really achieve something is by moving towards the goal, and only then having the patience to continue. It's not a patience of letting the goal come to you. It's the patience of letting your own hard work and devotion move towards that goal. Now, I don't mean to be the kooky, hippie guy wearing hipster glasses here when I'm talking about these kind of things. I'm being deadly serious. I'm being relatively abstract because, of course, giving an individual example or a little small tactic isn't necessarily always the best way of going about it. Sometimes we need to be abstract to allow ourselves to take the snippets of information they need and work on it in their own way. But perhaps I should try and dig out from the back of my mind some kind of anecdotes and little examples from my own life and my own little business experience here. So, starting out my business, I started it very much, attempting to do very much the same of what most blacksmiths are doing, which was silly because I didn't know how to do it, firstly. But it is also silly because I think that the mentality at which a lot of people tend to approach small business is the wrong one, and that was the mentality with which I approached it. I started out trying to do architectural ironwork. First things first, I didn't have a clue how to do this kind of ironwork at all. Silly of me to even try. I didn't know what I was doing. But the trouble is that when I was doing this, I made myself a website. I thought the website looks really cool. I put myself in, the online yell.com or whatever it is. I made sure that my website ranked really high with the search engine optimization. So when people Googled blacksmith in Norwich in the United Kingdom, I would come up, and I did come up, and I was really proud about it. And I made this great website, and I had a social media account, and I thought to myself, great. And of course, patience is a virtue, so now it's just a matter of time. And time passed, and rents had to be paid each month. My workshop, with a rent of only £180, nothing, was a struggle, a real struggle. And I kept telling myself, well, golly, someday a load of work's gonna come in. Someday a really good big job is gonna just come scratching at my door wanting me to do it. And that was silly. That was using patience in the wrong way, because I was stood still. I'd done a little bit of work. I'd put my details out there. I told people, hey, look, I can make some ironwork for you if you want. I wasn't chasing anybody. I wasn't breaking down people's doors, telling them what it is that I have to offer because I was so confident in my product. Because firstly, I wasn't confident in my product then, which is a major problem. But secondly, because I was being patient. So this is where impatience is important. Impatience is important because you need to be impatient enough to know that merely waiting for things to happen to you is a waste of time. You can't let that happen. What you have to do instead is you have to attack things. And you have to make things... No, sorry. You have to make you happen to things. You have to be attacking them in the forwards direction. So again, going back to my own personal little anecdotes, it was when I started attacking social media and breaking down your doors here on YouTube and saying, hey, I have a great video that I want you to see. I'm really excited about this video. I know you're gonna love this video. And I have some great hammers and great classes and great t-shirts that I wanna show you too. It wasn't until I started doing this that things really started changing in my business and my overall attitude to life in general. It was when I said that no, this is not enough. I can't sit back and be patient, but I must move forward and attack. That's when things started changing. But they didn't necessarily change immediately. I was impatient in starting to take these actions, but had I been impatient throughout taking these actions, I would have likely never seen the rewards. Had I done a week of daily videos, merely a week, and said, golly, this is hard work. I've done 115 hours of work this week. I'm exhausted. I haven't got to bed before 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't continue this. I haven't seen any results. I've gained like 3 subscribers. How can this be? This is boring. This sucks. I don't want to do it. Had I just said that, I would have never seen the results. But moving in that direction, gaining that momentum, and being patient to know that this was the correct course of action, trying to reach people, and being patient with this is the way to go. That's the way you go. You've got to be patient once you're moving. And when I started doing that, that worked wonders for me, because once I was patient with my attacking and aggressive policy, the way that I approach my business and life, I had to be patient, but it's paying off. Today, this month, is an incredible month. For most, January, or most, it's commonly spouted that January is not the greatest of months for most businesses, as people are, a little bit tighter after Christmas and such like that. But for me, this January, aside from the bitter cold, oh, I don't like the cold. Why am I going to Canada? Aside from the bitter cold, January has been an incredible month for me. And that's after 6 months of grueling work at this YouTube channel. Massively enjoyable and thrilling work. But January has been my biggest month of sales ever. So, I also want to extend the opportunity to be able to, I want to use the opportunity to extend you my extreme gratitude, because I seriously appreciate it if you have bought t-shirts, hammers, burners, striking anvils, hoodies, online courses, all of these wonderful things. Simply watching these videos and watching the ads before the videos, all of these things have accumulated in this month, having the best month of sales I've ever had. A month of sales that was completely unimaginable merely a year ago, and by God, 2 years ago, had I imagined this, my brain would have exploded out of complete disbelief. It's a beautiful thing, and it's exciting to see my impatience teamed with my patience paying off in such a wonderful and beautiful way. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, for me to not only be able to do what I love in this business, but also grow in my own way and learn things about patience. I wouldn't have learned these things were it not for me the opportunity to try and put them into practice. So I thank you for that. I thank you for watching, and I thank you for having the patience to listen to this video. And I really hope that you can be impatient enough in the future to start attacking your goals and dreams. And I hope that you can be patient once you're headed in the right direction, because with that patience, all of the wonderful things of the world will come to you. Thank you so much. To my new subscribers, almost 13,000 of you in the past month, thank you for being here. I'm so sorry that February is going to be a little slow on the videos. I'm very busy on February, but I'm going to try and ramp it up. I'm going to try and make some special things. I'm going to try and make it a great one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode. Bye-bye.